Ready?
I guess.
I first actually got to know Bill, I would say about 5 or 6 years ago.
Bill and I went to high school together. He's a year younger than me, so I guess you could say I've known him all my life.
Well, it's just the two siblings, just myself and Billy. He is 5 years younger than me, and we grew up on a farm in Owen, in Whitby. We had a pretty close relationship, just the four of us, myself and Billy, Mom and Dad, so we were pretty close growing up.
Well, you meet and you just kind of figure out right away, oh wow, I have a lot in common with this person. And Bill was certainly one of them. And then not long after Bill and Kristen started dating, I met her, and I believe by about the end of the second day, she dumped a bucket of ice water on my head, so you know we were off to a pretty good start there. I was aware of him when we were both in high school. We went to different high schools. He went to Owen, I went to Thorpe. I was very aware of him from his basketball days. He was on the Owen basketball team, I was on the Thorpe basketball team, and I got an up close and personal view of him being very, very good from the bench from the Thorpe side. So it's always fun when you kind of get to know someone in a different light.
Christin's a little bit older. Well, 382 days. At home is most of the time where we kind of spent together. Get to school in the morning or eclipse, minus a deer or two in the population, but we eventually got there. Just rolling over the hood. No scratches, we made it.
I think they started around like June of 2010.
In person, we met at Applebee's in Menominee. Was our first date, because we met online, so I had never seen him before.
It would have been at the Applebee's parking lot. I got there first, and I didn't even know Christin was there yet. So I thought she was still in Menominee. So I called her up and turned around and I saw her, and first thing I noticed was her eyes, which was awesome. And she had a huge smile, and you could just tell it was going to be a really good date.
The moment he figured out who I was, it took a little bit to figure out. It was kind of that awkward moment of, are you who I'm supposed to be here to meet, type of thing.
I was just thinking, don't be an idiot through all of it. Try not to mess anything up.
But he had a huge smile on his face, and he was kind of just like the, hey, and he just kind of, walked on up.
Also wanted to make sure I didn't sound like a moron with any of the stuff that I was saying.
Do you do a hug? Do you do a handshake? It was kind of that awkward little first meeting. He seemed very laid back and very happy, so, yeah.
And just see if there was a connection there, and you could just tell right away that there was too. We had talked before then, so it wasn't anything big with that, but when we were there, that conversation was really good too. You could just tell that things were going to click from that on too.
I had thought it went pretty well. It was still kind of just nerve-wracking because of the way we met, so it was still kind of fresh and new, but I think it was that day or that evening, like after the date, I sent him a text message, and we continued, to keep talking, and we saw each other again within a week.
First kiss was on that second date.
It was our second date. We had went to Metropolis and did the whole mini golf maze stuff, and then he mixed up the movie times. We
were gonna go see a movie, and she shot down every movie suggestion that we had. I think it was A-Team. I suggested A-Team, and she said no way.
And I refused to see A-Team. I refused. I wouldn't do it.
So I guess it turned out for the benefit of that we weren't able to watch that.
So we ended up just sitting in his car in the Shields parking lot for like 6 hours, just talking.
We talked that night probably about 3 hours in the car, and then went to say goodbye, kind of made things official.
It was kind of a game of, you ask one, I answer, then I get to ask one back. And at the end of it, it was he kind of had these, so how do we make this official type of question and the type of look.
And if I remember right, I think she pulled me back in and said something like, we're not going to end the date that way. And she kissed me that night too, so.
And then, we kind of just, ended that way, but then he started walking away from me. And I said, no, this isn't gonna happen. I literally said, this isn't going to happen. And I went, and then I just went up and kissed him. And he's like, oh, okay. And he was like surprised. I'm like, what do you mean surprised? He's like, well, I just didn't know. I'm like, okay. And he just said,
my mom liked him right away, because I mean, she could see that Billy made Christin happy. And the fact that she was happy, the fact that Christin was happy made my mom happy.
Yeah, my parents loved Christin from the moment that they met her. They knew there was something special there, so.
Who said I love you first?
Oh, good one. I would guess her. I'm not positive. It could have been me though, but I would guess her.
our very first Valentine's Day, he wrote I love you in a card, along with a lot of other stuff in there, but then when we saw each other when he got home from school, it was kind of a nice marker of our first Valentine's Day, but he was the first one to say it.
We never really talked about what kind of house we were going to live in or anything, but she would mention like the kind of guy that she wanted to marry. And the guy that she described when she was younger is pretty much what Billy is like.
I even told Ken, my husband, I said, what if this is the person that he ends up marrying?
We were dating for 3.5 years. Yes, 3.5 years before he proposed.
Chris and I always go down to Milwaukee to watch the first home game of the year. So it was something special that we've done since we started dating. So
we had to make a stop at Metropolis, and then on the way to Metropolis, his friend Cody had called and said, hey, they have Bucks apparel on sale at Shields, you should stop.
Didn't really let anybody know, but I would say almost everybody who knew us knew that it was going to happen around then too.
I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then, so we went to Metropolis, and then we pulled into the mall parking lot, and he parked so far back in the Shields parking lot. And I just looked at him like, why are we parked so far back? He goes, there'll be no car days. We'll be able to walk a little bit. He's like, it won't hurt us. I'm like, fine, whatever, you know, kind of irritated. Got out of the car, and then I hear from him say around the corner, oh crap. And he was digging in the back, and I thought, oh my gosh, he dropped a computer, he dropped something, we're in trouble. And then I went to the other side, our other side of the car, and he was down on one knee, and I looked at him and I said, are you freaking kidding me? And he just had this grin on his face. And then he said, will you marry me? And I'm like, are you serious?
It was really fun. Christin yelled at me and ran away, had some profanity in there. It looked like she was taking off.
I didn't see it at first, and then he held up the ring, and I'm like, yes. I kind of turned away, and then I looked at him because I didn't believe it at first.
But she came back eventually and said yes, so just a really great day for them too.
Kind of knew that he had the ring, and usually they go to the Bucks home opener every year. So I kind of thought it was going to happen when they went to the game, but it actually happened on the way to the game.
You know, we got a lot of awesome congrats, and then we also got a lot of it's about time, because we had the house and the dog and the cats, and so it was kind of okay, well now this is the next step for you guys.
Billy called me that night. It was like the day before the basketball game. And he doesn't usually call me on the phone. And he called me later at night and he's like, hey, how's it going? And I knew he was going to say that he asked Christin to marry him, but I didn't want to blow it. So I'm like, oh, you know, what's going on? Then he told me that they got engaged. And I tried to act really surprised, but I think we all knew it was coming.
Being a co-best man, I'm bitter about sharing the spotlight with Berg, but no, such an honor to be part of Billy and Christin's day. Look very much forward to it. Obviously, well, wait a minute, time out. We're watching this right now, right at the thing.
And what my sister thinks is important to me too, but yeah, it went off pretty well. The girls, my nieces like Christin right away too, so I think that helped out a lot too.
Christin used to be a little bit, she didn't talk as much, she wasn't as open about a lot. And a lot as I got older, stuff started coming out. Then she came around Billy, and she's opened a lot more.
His personality and then the way he is with children, and he's a very kind and gentle.
Everything. Personality-wise, she's just an unbelievable person. Caring, sweet, just couldn't ask for more. She's always there for me, I know. She'll always support me. It's just a great fit.
He's a school counselor, so it kind of comes with the territory. But, you know, the way he idolizes his nieces and, you know, his mom and his sister, and he just has a positive outlook on life.
I see Billy and Christin happily married with at least 3 children.
I'm excited to have another brother-in-law because I like big families.
I don't really would know the word exactly how to express it, but the two together, it's unexplainable about how much they make each other, how good they do.
I hope you guys have a happy marriage and live happily ever after.
Well, Christin, so far, things have been great. Been a very special person for me. I've had some great times and really looking forward to a lot more future times with those two. So can't wait for them.
Really, it took us 5 years to get where we are today, but I would not change anything. Every single right or wrong has made us who we are as a couple and as a family with Hiccup, Otis, Giannis, and Twinkie. I'm excited to become a part of your family, and I'm, just as excited for us to start our own. With this wedding, it's kind of a new beginning for us, and we're going to start our own traditions, and it's going to be great to see where we are in 10 years and in 20 years and continuing on. And I'm glad that I get to do that with you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Glad you all came and are putting up with this video, but as you were. They'll be very happy together. I wish them the best of luck in all of their future endeavors.